Hey guys, it's Sharon. If there's one thing you may know about me, if you don't watch my videos already, which if you don't, by the way, hi, welcome, I'm Sharon, nice to meet you, but that's not the point. I make a lot of period-related content because for some reason, society has made periods very taboo, which is very weird because periods happen all the freaking time and they are so normal, and it's not like we can help having periods, so that's why I make a lot of them. I literally have a whole playlist on my channel titled All About Periods where I make a lot of, you guessed it, period-related videos, whether it's period horror stories, it's period hacks, tips, tricks, debunking period myths, all that good stuff. This is yet another one of those videos, and this video in particular, I thought I'd make like a little guide for you guys because I get a lot of comments saying, I haven't had my first period yet, you've made me feel better, I'm still kind of freaking out, all that stuff. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you the different types of period products you can use so you're not completely lost or completely blindsided when it comes to Mother Nature. So if you guys would like to see more videos like this, give us the thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter and my now TikTok so you can have a chance to be in my videos and have a say in them. And of course, if you want to see more, you can definitely subscribe for more. But enough about that, let's get right into this video. So there are actually 6 different period products that you can use, which is so crazy, I know, because I feel like the most stereotypical ones are pads, tampons, and now menstrual cups, but there are actually 6 of them. And of course, I'm gonna start with the first one, which is sanitary pads. These are also known as sanitary napkins, menstrual pads, panty liners, or just pads. These are probably the most popular and the most well-known of all period products. They're made of cotton or rayon and come in a variety of thickness depending on your flow. Now you wear a pad externally and you stick it onto your underwear. Now one major benefit about pads is you don't have to worry about the possibility of getting TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome, which is very related to tampons. Now of course, one of the biggest downsides relating to pads though is the ongoing expenses. A box of pads could cost anywhere from $1 to $15 or more, really just depending how many pads, what brand, what kind, where you're getting them from, all that stuff. You also have to replace your pads every few hours, which honestly generates a lot of waste. If you have a heavier flow, you might feel more comfortable wearing a pad. And what I mean by a heavier flow is you are bleeding a lot. Honestly, some people even wear pads as a backup for tampons on really heavy flow days. These are also a good alternative if tampons make you feel uncomfortable, cause some irritation, or even cause some dryness. Now, the most common sizes for pads are light, then there's regular / normal, there's also super / heavy, and then there is overnight. Some pads have wings, which are little flaps that you tuck down to like wrap around your underwear, and those are really great for leaking just in case some blood tries to go out the sides. Now, the bigger the pad size, the longer you might be able to wear it. For example, overnight pads, they're huge. Those can last up to 10 hours. A light pad can only last up to maybe, let's put it at 4 hours. So again, it really just depends how much you are bleeding and how heavy your flow is. Now I mentioned panty liners. Panty liners are very small pads. These are great for the days leading up to your period or the days after your period. That is when you are spotting, and when you're spotting is when you just get little random drops of blood every now and then, and it's like you're not bleeding enough to wear a tampon or a pad, or you're not really entirely on your period, it's just little spots of blood. That's when panty liners come in super handy, and especially when it comes to discharge. Discharge I've talked about a lot of times. Discharge is that little ooey gooey white liquid that sometimes comes out. It could be brown even, which is like old blood. That usually happens as well too. It's all normal. Do not be freaked out. And those stain your underwear, and it's like, I don't want to have dirty underwear all the time, so just use panty liners. Now the second product I mentioned a lot already, that is tampons. So tampons are probably another one of the most popular and well-known menstrual products. These are made of cotton, rayon, or a blend of the two, and they are inserted into your vagina. They're also disposable products with a cylinder shape. Now, if your body tolerates tampons well, you won't even be able to feel them. You can do normal activities while wearing a tampon, whether it's going swimming, whether you're in sports, whether you're doing gym. They're also really convenient and just very easy to carry. Now, like pads, one of the cons about tampons is there's also a high ongoing expense. Once again, a box of tampons can range anywhere from $1 to $15, depending what type, how much, what brand, where you're getting it, etc. How much you are using can also become another big waste. Now, the biggest downsides of tampon, and probably the most well-known downside of tampons, is the possibility of getting TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome. Now, do not let this scare you. TSS is very rare, but it is also pretty freaking dangerous if you get it, and it can be very potentially life-threatening. You may avoid this trouble by using less absorbent tampons. According to the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration from the United States, if you're not in the US and you're watching this, you should change your tampon every 4 to 8 hours. Of course, depending on the absorbency of the tampon and how much you're bleeding and all that. Now, tampon sizes correspond to how much liquid they can absorb. You choose your size, once again, based on your flow. The most common sizes are regular, super, and super plus. Some brands have something before regular, which is a light or a junior or a slim, which is of course smaller than a regular, and some other brands even have an ultra, which is bigger than a super plus. There's also different type of applicators, which is the thing that covers the actual tampon itself, and it's what's used to insert it into your vagina. Some are cardboard, some are plastic, and some have no applicator, so you just insert it with your own hand. Now, this might be asked in the comments, so I just want to mention it right now. You have 3 holes in your downstairs area. You have your butthole, so don't worry about putting a tampon in there. You have your vagina and you have your pee hole. Your vagina hole is in the middle and the pee hole is right above the vagina hole. You stick your tampon in the vagina hole, so you can actually pee with something inserted into your vagina like a tampon. Now, to prevent TSS, you should always use the lowest absorbency possible that you need. So I would recommend to start with regular or start with the slim / junior, the light ones, and move up to a higher absorbency level if you need to. You will know your absorbency level is working if it is not saturated within 4 to 6 hours. If you need to change your tampon more frequently than every 4 hours, you might want to up to a higher absorbency level. Also, use different absorbencies on different days. For most people, the flow is the heaviest on the first 3 days of your period. So you can use higher absorbency tampons on those first really heavy days and switch to lighter as your period just starts to taper off. Some hacks would be to look for tampon packs that come with different variety sizes, where you get a little mix of super, regular, slim, whatever, all that. And you can also use a panty liner or a pad as backup on heavier days, just in case you do leak, you have something to leak onto instead of your underwear. Now, the third period product is menstrual cups. This is great if you are looking for ways to spend less money and also produce less waste. They're made of silicone, latex, rubber, or elastomer. I hope I said that right. They are reusable and they come in a variety of different sizes. 2 different options, which is small or regular, and then a larger one. The biggest advantage of menstrual cups is they are reusable and can last up to 10 years. You can also wear a menstrual cup for up to 12 hours and they won't stop you from doing normal activities. One major downside of these could be considered to be the initial cost. While you may spend less money over time, there is a bigger upfront expense. You should expect to spend anywhere from $10 to $40. And originally I was gonna say anywhere from $25 to $40, but I saw a lot of really not that expensive ones on Amazon. Of course, do read about the product and do your research. Make sure that all the materials that they are using are healthy and FDA approved as well. Now, another negative about cups is they may offer less protection, and it also may not be enough for those with a heavier flow. But again, backup pads if you really wanted to. Another reusable option is period underwear, also known as period panties or menstrual underwear, yada yada yada. Now, these are different from regular underwear because they have multiple layers. This makes period underwears more absorbent than pads and tampons. Some people also use them as backup period protection, usually at night. Now, once again, the biggest downside to period underwear is the upfront initial cost. You can spend anywhere from $25 to $40 for your first pair, and you may need several pairs to make it through your period every time. Although the good news is, once again, you can save a lot of money over time and you are producing less waste too. Now, how I mentioned you might need some extra pairs, which you most likely will, this could be considered a con of period underwear, and that is they may absorb 2 tampons worth of blood, but you still have to change them on a regular basis, which of course adds up with how many pairs. And also, this could be a little bit inconvenient if you are wearing them away from home, and it can also be a little bit messy. You can also buy different versions of period underwear. There are different styles like boxer briefs or boy shorts, and there is even period swimwear. If you don't feel comfortable wearing a tampon or a cup and you want to go swimming, you could just wear some period swimwear. Now, another eco-friendly and reusable option is cloth pads. They work exactly like a pad would. The biggest difference though is that you can wash them and use them again. So that being said, you usually don't have to stick them on like a pad, like there's no sticky side. It's usually like a little clip-on thing. Like the wings themselves, they clip like a little button pin. Now, the biggest pro of using reusable pads is you are saving money over time. You also create a lot less waste. Again, you do need to change these on a regular basis, but they might actually be a little less bulky than regular pads. This can make them more flexible, breathable, and less noticeable through clothing. Again, another disadvantage that could be considered is the upfront initial cost. Reusable pads may cost anywhere from $15 to $30, and like period underwear, you're gonna need a few. Also, depending on the color of the pads you got, you might want to wash them really quickly after changing out of them just to prevent staining if it matters to you. Once again, I have seen affordable reusable pads online, but keep doing your research, make sure it's good material. And I do want to throw this in here actually, try and stay away from scented period products because fragrance is extremely unnecessary and you want to keep as many chemicals away from your hoo-ha as possible. Yes, I said hoo-ha. Don't go putting fruity smelly things or vanilla lavender beach waves smell near your vagina because that is not good. It could irritate you and it could even lead to infections. Stay away from scented products if you can, and you definitely should. Now that being said, the last product you can use in your vagina is a menstrual disc. So these are little round flexible rings that you insert into your vagina. It sits at the base of your cervix and it collects your blood in a little bag. It's made of medical grade polymer and you insert it with your fingers and it will mold to your shape. This is a single use period product, but you can wear it up to 12 hours. Now one of the biggest perks of these period products is that you can have sex while wearing one. This is a big difference from a menstrual cup and from tampons because you have to remove those before having sex. Now menstrual discs are also less likely to slip like a disposable or reusable pad. This makes it a better option for high impact exercises. Some companies also claim to reduce period related pain, but the reviews are mixed. Now one of the, again, biggest downsides to menstrual disc might be the cost. It may cost up to $11 or $15 for 8 menstrual discs, which is more costly than just tampons. I'd say probably the biggest con is this is a messier removal, and this is probably the messiest removal of all the period products. But hey, you do you, sis, whatever you want and whatever makes you happy. And that is the one thing I do want to point out about all this information I just gave you. At the end of the day, it is your body and it is your choice, and every body is different. A menstrual disc might work for you or it might not. It might be the best thing your friend has ever used, or your friend might prefer tampons. You really just have to see what makes you feel better, what really helps with your period, and what really captures, pun intended, your flow the most. But anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope this helped you and made you feel a little bit better when it comes to different period options, because it is not the end of the world. It isn't just a pad or tampon world. There are more options out there, and I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that. Now, shout out of the day goes to Gia Marie on Instagram. Thank you so much. If you would like to be shout out of the day, just follow me on my Instagram and stay active. And like I mentioned, I make a lot of period related videos. I upload my period horror stories once a month, every single month, so you can definitely go binge those. And I also do have my whole playlist all about periods that has so many different period videos in general, a lot of hacks, tips, tricks, how to swim with periods, and all that stuff. So if there's a specific period video that you would like to see, or if you have any period questions that I haven't answered yet, definitely make sure to comment that down below. I do have a whole Girl Talks playlist as well where I answer a lot of questions you might be too shy to ask anyone else, so you ask me, a stranger on the internet, which I'm totally fine with because your girl's an open book and people need to talk about periods. There's nothing taboo about them. Don't be embarrassed or ashamed that you have a period, okay? They are normal and they will happen, and that's on that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more, definitely make sure you subscribe, and all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!